Welcome to the video today. We're going to be going over how to remove objects from a scene using AI, and we're also going to be removing a background using AI, and we're going to use the product called BeFunky.com. I have a subscription to it, so I've been using it for a while, so I want to show you how easy it is to use it to make your photos from good to great. So let me give you a quick overview on how this is done. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so I can keep producing the videos, and let's get into it. So I'm on the website BeFunky.com. I'm not signed in yet. There is a free version. It's a lower resolution, but at least you can test it out, play around with it before you decide to get a subscription. So if you want to get started for free, you hit get started here, edit a photo, and then you can start working with all the options over here. So they actually activate once you drop the photo, and now I'm going to go ahead and sign in so we can do the high resolution version. So I'll come here, sign in. Okay, I'm going to first show you how to remove a background. So I'm going to drop in a photo. Now I chose this photo because the iguana that I took a picture of blends in really well to the background, so it's a good test of AI to see if it can remove the iguana from the background. So let's go over here to background remover and let it do its thing. You notice it left the shadows, which is really preferable for when you want the object to place it on another scene. You kind of want the shadows in there. You could go in there and remove them yourselves if you wanted to. But anyway, so it worked really well. Let's go on to the next thing, which is going to be remove objects. So I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to drop another picture in. This is one I took at a winery in Austria. So let's make this picture better. You can see that I have a car sticking in here. I've got some bird boxes that are a little distracting, and I have a little road here that's kind of distracting. So let's see what we can do. Let's go to Object Eraser. So here you will control your brush size, and that looks like a pretty good size for the car. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to color in over the car, and that's the object to remove. Now some AI software uses a lasso where you have to draw around the object and outline it. I do not like that at all. I like coloring it in. It's much easier to control that way. So I'm going to erase object, and we'll let it think for a little bit. Okay, and I always turn on generative fill here so that it fills it with the proper background that matches the scene. So you can turn that off if you want, but it does a much better job if it's actually on. It defaults off, so be sure to turn it on when you use this product. So I'm going to get rid of this bird house right here, but I want to bring the brush size down just a little bit, not that much. I mean, it's okay to leave it in there, but I think it's a little distracting. There's one over here too. I just kind of want to remove it, and let's remove it. Nice thing about it is you can remove multiple objects at the same time. You can go in and paint all over this picture, and it removed it. So it did a really good job here and also here. Now another thing I want to do is I don't really like this road showing here, so I'm going to increase the brush size here, come in and just highlight the road edge here, and let's see what it does. Okay, it filled it in very nicely, made the hedge taller, and really that's all that I think this picture needs to be a better photo. So I'm going to apply the changes. I can back up here and reset it and redo things. I can undo, and I don't think you can redo once you undo, so you have to be careful about that option. So I'm going to apply it, then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to save it to the computer, and I'll just give it done, and I want to go PNG because I don't want, and I will give it PNG. So that's how you remove objects. Now let's do a little more complicated scene. So I'm going to drop in a bar scene. And there's a lot going on here. So I don't like the ashtrays. I don't like this extra beer here, which happens to be mine. And then this guy here, I don't know who he is. So I'm going to get rid of him. So there's a lot going on here. So I'm going to do object eraser. Make sure my brush size is good. So I think it's pretty good for this. I think it's pretty good for this. I want to make sure I get all of it. I'm going to do one thing at a time. I'm going to bring the brush size down a little bit. And right now I'm just focused on the ashtrays. And this one too. If I were a smoker, I might leave them in, but I don't think so. So let's hit erase object and see how it does on these. Okay, did a really good job. So let's go on to removing this candle. And see how it does there. Okay, did a really good job there. So let's try to remove all this clutter here, which is a lot, but let's make the brush size a little bit bigger. And let's start here. Let's get the beer bottle here. Let's get the book also while we're at it. And we have to bring the brush size down just a little bit for the beer bottle top. And we have a little bottom here. And let's see what we can do here. Okay, it replaced it with an object, which I don't really like, so now I'm going to try to remove the object that it had replaced it with, because I don't even know what this thing is. Sometimes it's a little smarter, too smart for its own good. So let's try that. Okay, much better. Now, I like it so far, so I'm going to go ahead and save it as is, because I can only back up so much. And I always want to keep a copy, so I would suggest saving it as you go, because you might undo all of it. It doesn't do step by step, it undoes all of it. So let's try, oops, let's not do back end. Let's not do that. Actually erased it. See, and that's why we actually save what we do. So, glad I did. Drop it back in. Okay, so I'm starting with all the stuff that I removed. And I'm going to try to remove this person over here. I have no idea who he is. I remember him being there, but we didn't want to ask him to move for a photo. So I'm going to go to Object Eraser. And I'm going to increase my brush size quite a bit. There's a lot of this person. And I want to get rid of the bear can and all of this. So I'm going to refine it with a smaller brush in a second. So let's decrease the brush size a little bit so I can get a little closer to the pole. Didn't do a great job on that, but brushing it for the video. Well, let's get us, make the brush smaller one more time. It's a little small, but okay, let's see what happens. Oh, hold on, let me get a little more here. Okay. Let's try it. Okay. You did a pretty good job. I could have been a little more careful about getting close to this edge. And you can go in there and clean it up, of course. And then, so that's how it's done. I think we removed a bunch of different types of objects so you can get an idea how well it does. I am using the paid version. There's just one paid version. Either you pay by the month or the year. It's very economical, so you can go in there and check it out, but you do have the free version so you can test it out. So be sure to subscribe and like. It helps me out, helps me keep producing videos, and I will see you next time.